He would throw everything back then.
The first year of Max's life, Cass knew that there was something different about him, and I didn't. I thought maybe he's just slow to hit milestones and things like that. And it was when he was about 2 that we started to seek out help. But Cass got really motivated to get a diagnosis. So those first 2 years were a desperate attempt to find a name. What is it? What's going on? And I was a little more easygoing, and I thought, oh, kids have to fall all over the bell curve. He's fine. And I really just thought, oh, he has strabismus, and he's had some eye surgeries, and other than that, he'll catch up at some point. Would you say that's similar to how you remember it?
Yeah, that's true. And I remember just knowing that we needed to get help for him, and running into a family in the park that actually is our neighbor now that we've known for years. But we ran into them at the park, and it was clear to me that their little boy had autism. And so I started asking her questions. I introduced myself and started asking her questions about, where have you gotten help for your little boy? What have you done? And she's the one who first mentioned Elissa to me. And so I got referred to Elissa from this lady I met at the park, and it was just like this wonderful happenstance.
Yeah. And his developmental delays became more apparent, I'd say, after age 2. It was obvious to me as well that he was going to need help developing different things, and speech was clearly one of them.
Do you want to talk a little bit about getting a diagnosis or not getting a diagnosis?
Yeah, sure. So I'm in the medical profession. I'm an emergency room doctor. So for me, I just kind of thought that there had to be an answer, that there had to be a reason for this, or at least a diagnosis or some sort of label that we could put on Max that would kind of help us understand this and help us know what kind of therapy he would need. And so I did everything I could think of. I took him to every specialist I could think of. We took him to UCLA. We took him to geneticists. We had the most advanced genetic testing that was available at that time done, which cost a lot of money and took many, many months. And basically every answer we got was the same, which was, we don't know. We don't know. He's, not developing normally, but we don't know what it is. Finally I got to the point where I just realized that, it doesn't really matter what his label is or what his diagnosis is, that he's this incredible gift we've been given, and that we want to try to help him as much as we can. And he's just been an incredible blessing for our family. And I'm so grateful for all the people that we've met as we've been getting therapy for him and getting help for him. And it's been wonderful. It's actually been a wonderful journey.
In the end, we did get as far as, after the DNA stuff, of finding out there was a point mutation in a gene where there are kids that have Angelman syndrome that have 2 different genes where mutations may be a part of something. His was a single point mutation, so it may or may not be responsible. But at the end of the day, some things are so small that there's nobody researching them. And it was just we don't have a name for it, we don't know. And you really, at that point, kind of made your peace with, I don't know, and I'm going to be okay with that. On the other hand, I was different. I never needed to know. And as Max gets older, I've recognized all of our kids have special needs. Any parent probably feels the same way. Kids with apparent developmental delays and mental and cognition disabilities seem to stand out as special needs, but every parent is worried about this part of this kid and this attribute of that kid. And so he fits well into our family because I think we have a view which is, each one has a specific set of needs, and the more we're able to give attention to whatever it is, they seem to develop better if we invest time, money, energy, anything into those shortcomings.
Yeah,
but it's never been too threatening for me.
You guys have a beautiful family.
Thanks. We like them.
Washing your hands. Good reading, buddy.
Gets in the car. Cat.
Who does he want to get in the car with?
Cat.
Yeah. Tongue out.
The cat goes.
Again.
Go.
Just like.
Goat.
Say got.
Got.
Good. What word?
Got.
Nice reading. Let's try again.
The cat got in the car.
Wow. Did the cat get in the car?
Yes.
What sound does a car make?
Vroom, vroom. Vroom, vroom.
Good. Sweet. He's ready.
Because I'm here till 7:30 on Tuesdays.
It's hard to know what to expect with development because there's no control group. Max is the one of one, and so I don't know how things would have been different, but I can observe different parents that haven't invested time and energy, and in our case, even the money was the first thing I was like, wow, it's how much to do what? And we started with speech, and then we were referred eventually to Lovos, where we do ABA tutoring, and I remember thinking, man, this is a sizable kind of a thing. And at the time, our kids were going to preschool at Maryhill, which I also thought was huge, and I'm like, oh, it's the same as that deal, and it turns out that the advances that were made, I think, are predominantly because he's gotten so much attention in speech, and the ABA tutoring has been a gift because he's capable of things that I don't think either of us were going to be able to parent into. Just the routines and the habits and the communication. Their method for how to get him to continually progress is not the method that I was naturally born into parenting with. I eventually lose patience and rule with an iron fist, and that's almost useless with Max. And so I think we were going to run into many, many dead ends had we not had outside help, and he continues to progress all the time. I don't feel like he's really hit plateaus ever. Would you say that's similar to your experience or not?
I remember one time when Max was young, when maybe he was 2 or 3 years old, that I asked you, I said, do you think he'll ever speak? Because he hadn't learned any words at that point. And I remember just feeling like that will be really difficult. It'll be hard to take care of him if he is not able to communicate with us. And I remember Elissa told me, well, there's no guarantees, but yes, I think he'll speak. And that's turned out to be the case. He loves to talk. He talks all the time. He learns new words and new sentences all the time.
He learns all of Dad's bad words
He does.
perfectly.
I already know.
One example, and he's got them locked in. Intonations and timing and everything.
He does. I say that all the time. He got that from Rich. He got that from Rich. He came
Sorry,
in
Max.
last week
I hope
and
you
said,
get all
"Happy
the love
birthday."
too.
And I'm like, Summer, did you tell him it was my birthday? And she's like, no. And I said, how did you know it was my birthday? And he said, I guess. And laughed at himself. But his
So funny.
intonation and his timing is so you.
It is, absolutely,
It's
absolutely.
funny. Yeah, I see my character
Which
displayed.
is really, I mean, it's only been the last year where he's really starting to generalize everything that he's learning one-on-one in that natural, in the tutoral environment, and now he's generalizing from the table and learning and picking things up naturally in the natural environment, which is great.
I think an important thing for us is to know not to put limitations on him. He learned to read at school in the last 2 years, and neither of us had any expectation that he would learn to read.
Oh, I did. I have reading programs in place. Since the very
Yeah,
beginning.
I just didn't know
No.
that was a thing.
Yeah.
And so it was a good lesson to me to just say, progress maybe just subtle and slow, but who knows where it will end.
Yeah, so we are, just so that you know, now that we're talking to each other and seeing each other, we're using something called Lindenwood Bell. And so I used their materials initially to teach him sounds and spontaneous speech. And now we're using those prerequisite skills to teach him how to phonics and phonological awareness.
Awesome.
So he's gotten to the point where, in the program, where now he'll take off with reading.
That's great.
Yeah, and I see it all the time. I see him sound out words, which is great. And I know at school they teach him sight words, so they're teaching him just basically to memorize the words.
Right.
But I know that you are teaching him how to do it phonically, and I see him actually learning to read and learning new words and trying to say new words because of the phonics, and it's amazing. We'll see a sign on the street when we're out on a walk, and he'll point at it and he'll phonically try to figure out what the word is saying, and it's amazing to see.
What does it say?
Daddy.
Well. What does it say?
Welcome.
Nice. How about this?
How I
Have
fun. And
You know that word. We just did it earlier before they got here.
play.
Yeah.
Safely on this
Miracle.
miracle
Good job. That was a hard
reading.
sentence to read.
Woo-hoo. Hey, what's he playing on? It's a.
Stop
Is that a swing or a slide?
slide.
Yeah. Say slide.
Slide.
Good.
Good
Say
job.
lied.
Slide.
Say lied, lied, lied.
Slide. Slide. Slide.
Nice tongue up. Say slide,
Slide.
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 What is that?
Slide.
You're right. Nice. Oh.
And it's just been so much easier to care for him and to help him because he can communicate. He can tell us what he wants and what he needs and what he's thinking. And every day as he learns to communicate better, it becomes easier and easier to take care of him. And I'm so grateful for that.
Yay, Max.
Max, thank you. Hey, hit pause. Turn that off for just 1 minute, okay? There you go. You're good. Put it down like that. Max, do you work hard?
Yes.
And I'm so proud of you for how hard you work. You're such a hard worker. I love it. I appreciate you.
Say I love you, Dad.
If you did
I know you do, bud. Thank you.
Say I love you too, Mom.
two more,
Yes, thanks, Max.
Max, who loves you?
that
It's a gamble. 99% I get the answer, except that one time when Mom's going to be the funny answer. I'm going to throw that one out.
I love your big smile. Do you guys have anything else you want to add?
To anybody who's on a journey that's unique, I encourage you to seek out a community that does exist. There are people out there who know the specific difficulties that you're facing, and I've found there are times I'm well beyond my limits as a person and as a parent, and having others around me who understand the specifics of the challenges that come with a kid with any kind of needs has been important. And then additionally, just the fact that there are a lot of avenues for help that are available that I was unaware of, and the more I become aware of tools and services and professionals that are available, the more encouraged I am that I can continue on investing in Max as a loving parent, which is all I want to do. But I'm human and I fail, and so when I'm failing and trying to progress, it's great to know there are others who understand that process.
Yay! Super cool.
I'm right here. No worries. You can go ahead. I know it's been a while. You got this. Say, I got this.
Good job, Max.
Good job. Remember, put your feet here. Put your feet in the little cubbies. Like that. Good. Or you can step right there. That works too.
Oh, that
There you
works
go.
too. You got it.
I'm
Good
right here,
job.
buddy. Keep going.
This is hard stuff. You're doing great.
Bring this foot over. Good job. Keep going. You got this. You look at you. Go, Chip. Go. Go, Max. Go. I'm right behind you, buddy. You got it. You got it. Yeah. Go, go, go. Good job, buddy. Woo!
Nice.
Look at that big smile.